Hello, everyone, and thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Chad and Chevy Show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So today, Chevy and I are going to give you guys an update on the March 2018 Toronto real estate market stats. And you see some interesting numbers. I mean, compared to last year, yes, we're still kind of low on certain things because last year was an anomaly. We weren't, it's not a normal year basically in terms of real estate and stats. Things had to cool down, things start to dip. So now it looks like we're kind of back in the world of normal real estate.
Yeah.
We're starting to see numbers start to climb up from January, beginning of the year. And organically grow up. Yeah. So, now it's looking good. So tell me, what do you got here? How's the year looking?
Although we have seen a significant decline of almost 40% in sales since last year, in comparison to this year, we're happy to tell you that sales are steady on the rise and are increasing, essentially, right? Here are a few stats that we could take a look at as evidence to show as the market has been improving heading into the spring market here and following into summer. Total listings from January 2018 to March 2018 has increased by a whopping 34.3%.
It's a big increase in listings. In
90 days, we have seen an increase of 34.3%. So that means that people are done with winter.
Yeah.
And, hey, it was snowing today.
Well, I don't think the weather's done with winter, but
I'm done, but Mother Nature's not done.
No, Mother Nature's still torturing us.
So people are done with winter and ready to start listing their homes in time for an action-packed spring. Sales in the GTA have almost doubled. Again, in doubled.
Jeez.
In 90 days, with an increase of about 79.8%.
Wow.
When comparing January to March.
It's a big jump.
The block is hot, for real.
Homes are selling.
Is hot. Yep. Homes are selling much quicker since January, where in the month of January, they were selling on average about 32 days before they were sold, in comparison to the month of March, where it's taking about 20 days for it to be sold. Yes. So people are listing and getting out of there much faster in March than they were in February.
Into their brand new homes.
Exactly that. So, what do you guys say about the homes and different types of homes?
Different types of homes across Toronto. So basically, the four major types of homes have all seen an average price increase since January as well. So the average detached price has increased 3.7%. So it's a slight increase, but we are seeing an improvement, especially with detached, which has been hurting quite heavily over the last year and into the end of last year as well. It's been hurting, and now we're finally seeing some positive numbers. So, the market's picking up, sales are picking up, and detached ain't hurting as much anymore. So 3.7% in January. On average, they were listed for about $970,000, and now we've broken the $1 million mark. So detached is back up in the millions.
Moving on up.
Yep, moving on up with the Jeffersons. So semi-detached, we've seen an increase of 9.3. It's a bit of a higher increase. Where in January they were listed at $715 on average, and now we're looking at $782. That's like $70,000 increase right there.
$70,000.
Not bad.
And what?
Not bad. Almost 10% in 90 days. Yes.
That's amazing.
So if you bought a semi-detached back in January, you made almost 10% return there. It's not bad.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's going to keep getting better as well. And next we're going to talk about the townhouses. So with townhouses, we saw a 4% increase, where in January it was $613 on average and $638,000 in March. And again, these numbers are gradually going higher from January to February to March.
Yep.
And I'm sure when April comes out, we'll probably see a little bit of an increase as well. But we'll see. You never know. Condos, which have been hot and consistent, where they weren't hurt as much as the detached market over the last year with all the fair housing plan and the stress test and everything that happened last year. Heading into 2018, condos are still seeing strong numbers, where they've seen an increase of 8.6% since January. So in January, we're looking at an average condo selling price of $507,000, and in March now we're looking at $551. So again, almost a 10% increase there.
Wow,
not bad at all. And condos are still hot. Condos are hot because people are paying a lot of money for rent in the Toronto, condo market because it's affordable, and you're looking at $500,000 compared to $1 million detached. Definitely this is the obvious choice when it comes to affordability.
Exactly.
But that being said, something I want to point out is that, condos are consistently growing up, and detached has been fairly flat. They've gone down, but they've been fairly flat over the past few months. There's a bit of a price gap in there, right? So as this price gap closes, condos keep going up and detached remains, you're going to see a closeness in price where at some point people are going to look at it and say, why am I buying a condo for this price when for a little bit more I can get a detached home, my own land. I can walk around my property. It's all my land.
Have a backyard,
have a backyard,
basement,
garage, a basement apartment you can rent out for additional income. I mean, it's going to get to the point where people are going to start jumping back on the detached, and things are going to gradually get into a healthy position and start to climb and improve the detached market.
I totally agree with you.
Right,
I think Toronto market goes through its phases. You know,
it does.
Every year,
like any market.
Every market, some condos are going to be hot one year for a time. Detaches are going to be hot. It's so those two you'll always see peaks and valleys for them, especially with that, and also with townhouses and semi-detaches. It's a cycle, right? Yeah. So you take advantage of it when it's your time to buy, and fit in where you can.
Fit in where you can. Fit in where you can afford. I mean, detach if you can afford it. If your budget allows you and you can afford it, you sit down with Chevy, try to understand what your affordability is. You know what I mean? Chevy can break it down for you. Talk to you about all your lending options and things like that. If you can afford a detach, it's a great buy right now.
Exactly.
Detach is a great buy right now because the prices are low, and like I said, once condos start creeping up, the detached prices they're definitely gonna go back.
They'll make more sense.
It's gonna make more sense. Exactly. It's just organically, it's gonna make more sense. But I mean, if that's not affordable to you, and which it isn't for most people, that's why the condo market's hot, right? It is the most affordable option, and a lot of people are jumping on it.
And it's also about preference as well.
Lifestyle, preference, yeah. Right. So it all factors in, of course. Exactly. So I mean, anytime, like, you know, set up an appointment with me. I can run you down the different types of homes, and we can take a look at some properties and see what type of lifestyle and what type of home is the right fit for you. You can take a look at some options. I mean, there's resale homes, there's pre-construction condos, which might be a good option for some people because the deposit is basically staggered across the construction term.
2-3 years.
Right, and I mean, I'm going to make another video, Chevy and I will make another video of how pre-construction condos really work and how it kind of benefits a lot of people. And that's why they're kind of selling. Like, I mean, once the builder introduces a project, 50% of the building is almost already instantaneously gone. Yeah, so a lot of people are jumping on it. It's a great investment. But again, it all depends on what your affordability is. And talk to Chevy. You might be able to afford more than you think you can afford.
Exactly.
You might not think you can afford home ownership right now and basically pass up on a chance at a great time to buy. And what that's doing is you don't want to be chasing prices of the home. You know what I mean? Not everybody's salary increases at the same rate as Toronto real estate does. You know what I mean? So you're going to be stuck down here while the houses are going up here thinking you're going to try to catch up. It's a tough race to try to win. So you got to make the right choice. Sit down with a realtor, myself, or whoever you're working with. Sit down with your mortgage guy. Make the right choice and don't get left behind.
Yes, you are absolutely right. And I never tell anyone no. I just say not now at the very least. Exactly. There's always a way in. It's just a matter of timing and sacrifice in order to get yourself into that position. Just evaluating your situation, your assets and your liabilities, and you can get yourself into the market there, right? So give me a shout. You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Property Principal. Give me a call at 647-284-7715 or reach out to Chad. We both work very closely together here, so we could definitely be able to help you out and make sure that you are hand guided through this whole home process, because especially if you're a first-time home buyer, you may have a lot of questions. And if you're not a first-time home buyer, it's good to work with people who know what they're doing to ensure that everything is all covered for you throughout this process.
Exactly. Yeah. We're here for you. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and happy house hunting.